Hi, this is Karen from the Mindful Earth Keeper, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some mindfulness practices and why you might want to try to introduce them into your life this year. We've been working with 5 different kinds of mindfulness practices from the Mindful Earth Keeper beginnings, and I'll just talk about them right now. They're the breath work or shamatha meditation. I tend to focus on shamatha meditation because I was certified to teach that by Susan Piver, and I really think it's very powerful. Um, the other things that we do are body scans, loving kindness meditation, a gratitude meditation, and something I call an external meditation. And we're going to talk, or at least I'm going to talk, about some of the benefits of those different kinds of meditation. Before I get started with that, though, I did want to mention that we're going to be offering something new. Well, not so much new. We did this back in 2020. We were doing free daily sessions of meditation back then when it was kind of scary in the world. And we kind of got overwhelmed with that after a while. And now we're going back to once a week on Wednesday mornings. So I really hope you'll consider joining us again. Many of us feel like we need to get back to a meditation and mindfulness practice. And so that's part of the reason we're going to be doing that. I just wanted to start with the benefits today about some of these different practices and how they're different from each other so that you might want to consider creating your balance of mindfulness that is right for you. So I would recommend as the foundation is some kind of breath work. It can be as simple as spending 3 minutes just watching your breath every day without having any kind of meditation practice. Now, I think what helps if you do a meditation practice, especially one like shamatha meditation, is that it helps you to learn to focus your brain. And of course, most meditation practices have in mind the idea of awakening, which is really awakening to your true nature. And I think that's the goal of every meditation practice. What Susan Piver would tell us when I was in the instruction class with her is that it really helps you to become more authentic to do a meditation like shamatha meditation. It also helps you to be more creative and focused. And it's really a great foundational practice to do. I like to do them at the beginning of the day. I think it's also good to do right before you're about to do work or a project that's really important and you want to be your most authentic self, grounded, and also capable of being creative. Sometimes when our head is so caught up in thoughts, we can't really be creative. The other thing I wanted to mention about meditation in general is that I believe that it helps you move out of the left side of your brain into the right side of your brain. There's some different reasons that I believe this. One of them is the book Whole Brain Living by Jill Bolte Taylor. And then the other is my own experience of it, of after doing shamatha meditation for a long time, I started to notice that I could have that spaciousness in my head that comes from the right brain much more easily. And so that's going to be something we'll be talking about and trying to practice this year is moving out of our left brains into our right brains and then having whole brain experiences through meditation. The other practices have different benefits. I think the loving kindness meditation is very good for helping us connect with the rest of life and to develop our compassion. And one of the things that I think in our modern society that we don't always think about is how alone we can feel. And a loving kindness meditation can help us reconnect with the fact that we're part of life and we're not really disconnected from it. Another meditation we do, which is the external meditation, is another one that helps you connect with the rest of life. In this case, we're generally in the Mindful Earth Keeper community trying to connect with something that's external to ourselves in nature. And if you join our group, I'll explain a lot more about the external meditation. But again, it's one of those kinds of meditation / visualization that allows us to really see that we're not alone and that we are connected to the rest of life. Then there's 2 others that we practice. The body scan, which is a very classic kind of mindfulness practice, is really good for helping you connect with your mind-body connection and to start to, I think, heal your nervous system because you're starting to connect some things that you may not even notice in your body And there's two kinds of body scans, at least in my view, is there's ones where you're looking at what's going on in your body right now and you're not trying to change it at all. And that's just a discovery process. And then there's a kind where you're trying to change different parts of your body. And we try to practice both of those in the uh, sessions that we have on mindfulness. And finally, there's the gratitude meditation, which I think is a little bit of a cliche, but it really does help. And I think it comes back to that left right brain kind of thing, where we've studied this a couple years ago with the Mindful Earthkeeper community, that in the left brain is where the fear and anxiety and those kinds of emotions get triggered and can get in cascading kinds of loops. But when we want to relax, we need to move into our right brain. And the gratitude is one of those qualities that I think resides in the right brain. So it's one of those things where you can't really be focusing on gratitude and fear and anxiety at the same time. So the benefit of a gratitude meditation or mindfulness practice is that you're starting to move yourself again out of a state of fear and fearing for your safety too much. It's not that we don't need those kinds of feelings or that part of our brain, but it's a matter of balance. So that's really what we're trying to go for with a Mindful Earthkeeper mindfulness practices. It's a mouthful to say all that. But the idea is that we're trying to help you become more powerful and empower yourself through really simple practices. I guess if there's one thing I would suggest if you are trying to create a mindfulness practice is to give yourself permission to see it like you would brushing your teeth. Because I think sometimes we go into mindfulness practices and we think we need to have these amazing experiences for it to be working. When really, I think most of the time, what it is about mindfulness practices are helping us cleanse and align. And it's like cleaning your teeth. It's not always very exciting, particularly shamatha meditation, which you're just focusing on your breath and it can get very boring. But when it gets boring, that's actually when it's starting to work, is what I've been taught from some of my teachers. So anyway, just some hints, thoughts about mindfulness, and I'd love to hear more from you. If you would like to join us on Wednesday mornings, it's free. All you need to do is become a member of our newsletter community. So you can just drop your email somehow. It's all over the website to find how to join that. You can definitely go to the mindfulness practices on the Mindful Earthkeeper site to find it. And I hope you'll join us whenever that might be convenient for you. And if you don't practice with us, I do hope you find a way to bring more mindfulness into your days and weeks. Thank you so much for listening.